Good evening to one and all present here. So, welcome to the Day 4 Orientation Program of Biochemistry from Rathanavale Subramaniam College of Arts and Science. I welcome all these staff from other college and our college and students for this program. So, here we are going to have the Orientation Day 4 with a eminent chief guest. Why do I say eminent over here? I can say Dr. Chitra ma'am as the mother of biochemistry in Coimbatore. So such a knowledgeable, adorable, and எங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே மேம் ஒரு பயங்கரமான இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன். ஏன் நான் இதை சொல்றேன்னா, என்னோட ப்ரீவியஸ் ஹெச்ஓடியோட மேடம் மேடம் கூட நான் பழகும் போது எனக்கு எப்படி ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா, என்னோட மேடமாவே ஒரு ஃபீல் வந்துருச்சு. அவ்வளோ ஒரு சிம்பிளிசிட்டி, அவ்வளோ ஒரு நாலேஜ், அவ்வளோ ஒரு ஷேரிங், கேரிங் எல்லாமே பார்க்கக்கூடிய ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு ஹியூமன் நான் சொல்லுவேன். அவ்வளோ ஒரு விஷயங்கள் இருக்கு. இன்னுமே நாங்க என்ன சொல்றது, இன்டர் காலேஜ் நாங்க ஒரு விஷயமா மேடமுக்கு பிஓஎஸ் கூப்பிட்டாலும் சரி, எந்த ஒரு விஷயத்துக்குமே மேம் ரெக்ரெட் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. உடனே ஷி கம்ஸ் டு ஆர்விஎஸ். ஷி இஸ் ரெடி டு ஹெல்ப் இன் ஆல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் டு அஸ். So such an eminent guest, Dr. Chitra ma'am, professor and head from Ramakrishna College, we are going to have here now. So with this small introduction, I welcome Dr. Kavita, assistant professor from the Department of Biochemistry, to give us the keynote address on the speaker.
Thank you, Shamina ma'am. It's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our chief guest, Dr. P. Chitra, head and professor, Department of Biochemistry, Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science for Women, Coimbatore. To extend her profile, Dr. P. Chitra has completed her BSc, MSc, MPhil and PhD in Biochemistry from Avinash Lingam University. She completed her postgraduate diploma in computer application from Annamalai University and postgraduate diploma in bioinformatics from Bharatiya University. She is holding an experience of 25 years in handling UG and 15 years in PG classes. She published 25 articles in peer-reviewed international and 1 article in national journal.
Kavita ma'am. Yeah, you're audible now, Kavita ma'am. Hello.
I think she has some connectivity problem.
Yeah, she has some connectivity. Anita ma'am, you're connected there? Yeah, she is back, ma'am.
Sorry,
Kavita,
due to the network issue only I have left, ma'am. Sorry.
No issue, my friend. Continue.
She has authored a book on a guide to diabetes care entitled as Sarkarai Noi Paramaripu. Has also authored many books chapters. She acted as a judge in the event Veetukkoru Vinyani organized by TV media Pudhiya Thalamurai. She acted as a chairperson for international conferences. She guided 12 MPhil scholars and currently guiding 4 PhD scholars. Has been an external expert for doctoral committee for various colleges. She has attended UGC sponsored refresh courses conducted by Bharatiya University and also the UGC training program TOT for SIP student induction program at Hyderabad. She had been a member and chairperson in board of studies for various colleges and universities. She acted as a convener and member of inspection commission for UG and PG biochemistry courses in colleges under Bharatiya University. She had been a resource person for various colleges and delivered plenty of lectures. Had served as the Senate member of Bharatiya University and college committee member. She is a life member of Research Society for the Study of Diabetes in India and a fellow member of Indian Academic Researchers Association. And it extends so on. Now I'm glad to invite Dr. Chitra ma'am for this session. On behalf of our staff members, I welcome you, ma'am. Now I hand over the session to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Samina and Dr. Kavita, for your words. And it's my pleasure to be connected with RVS College. And Shamina, of course, as she mentioned earlier, we are connected for a very long time. And it's my pleasure to deliver a lecture to the students on the topic of my interest, scope of biochemistry.
You're welcome, ma'am. You can go on with the session.
Yeah, I shall present now.
Yeah, ma'am, you can.
At this outset, I also thank the management and principal for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Can you view this? Is it visible? Hello?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It is visible. It is visible, ma'am.
Yeah. So, good afternoon to one and all. And I think we have come from lunch, students. And of course, I'm happy to share with you this scope of biochemistry. So, you are the first set who are fully out of the online mode. Okay, so you should feel proud about it, though we have the pandemic which is threatening us, but still we have to come out of this being biochemist. Okay, let us go into the chapter now, scope of biochemistry. First thing you should know first is what is biochemistry and who is a biochemist. As there are from some first freshers, I'm just going into small detail about the biochemistry subject. So biochemistry is a branch of medical science, we could say, that seeks to describe the structure, organization, and functions of living matter in molecular terms. Or we always say that biochemistry is the chemistry of the life. So biochemistry is the science to study the chemistry basis of the life, and the cell is a structural unit of living system, and it deals with molecular biology as well as molecular genetics. So the main objective of biochemistry is to study and understand the structures and properties of substances constituting the framework of cells and tissues. The knowledge of biochemistry is essential for all science of life. This is very, very important. We could say that you've got such a beautiful science of life. For that, biochemistry is very, very essential. And biochemistry, it is encompassing the genetics, physiology, immunology, pharmacology, pharmacy, and so many lot of things, but these are very important. That's why I put this for here. And we can say biochemistry will describe about the origin, formation, function, deficiency, and symptoms of all the physiological constituents. And we can say that they deal with the enzymes, carbohydrate, protein, DNA, RNA, etc. It tries to explain life in terms of biochemical reactions. See, always there is some doubt among the students who joined for the first year whether this biochemistry is like chemistry of +2. No, not at all. Because I think you have some fear with chemistry. This is not all chemistry. It is full of the biochemical reactions. And this is one part where you have biomolecules and all that. And apart from that, you have so many other concepts like immunology, molecular biology, genetics, and so on. And one more thing students should have in mind is that without biochemistry, there's no life on Earth. So as far as life is there on Earth, biochemistry also survives, and likewise, opportunities for biochemistry also will be there for a longer time. And we could see that this biochemistry, everybody learns this. Say, for example, we take microbiology or biotechnology, whatever life science or pharmacy or physiotherapy or dental or medical, everywhere you have biochemistry. Without skipping biochemistry, you cannot go into any of the research in life sciences. And that is why it's very vital. Okay. Now, this biochemistry, it tries to explain life in terms of biochemical reaction. The entire life you can explain with the help of biochemistry and the reactions. And this also, so we cannot say it's a standalone biochemistry. Yes, of course, it is there, but it will be fulfilled when it is going to accompany with other sciences like anatomy, medicine, agriculture, pharmacy, etc. Okay, this is about a short introduction about biochemistry. Next, going to who is a biochemist and what is its role. A biochemist is someone who has been formally trained in the knowledge and practice of biochemistry. So a biochemist will be trained with the practice of biochemistry. So actually, biochemists can study anything, say from starting from genetic mutation to Alzheimer's disease and so on. And nowadays, everything has become so technologically advanced. See, you yourself, so we didn't dream about such a situation. Okay, we were using the computers and online modes, but for taking classes, we didn't know that the entire system would turn like this on an online mode. So we are also equipping with the newer technologies. And of course, biochemistry also has been computerized. Even if you go to laboratory, the laboratory, you can see that everything is computerized. Earlier, we of course in the laboratory we do, in our biochemistry laboratory we do experiments with all the qualitative, quantitative analysis, research, and all that. That's a wet lab experiment. But that is fulfilled nowadays only with the help of computers. Likewise, in a diagnostic laboratory where everything was manual earlier, nowadays you just have automatized clinical analyzers and all, where a small drop of sample is sufficient to give a very perfect result, and everything be computerized. So this is the advancement. So we can say in a single word, see, now we speak much about medical science, and the entire world has started to realize what is the importance of medical science. Because of the COVID-19, everybody has come to realize that anyway we know that science is required for everything, all the life, whether you're a plant or an animal or a human being, then we know that science is very important, especially biochemistry and life sciences. So medical science cannot really exist without biochemistry. This is very, 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 very important. You can tell anybody and can feel proud about this. So biochemistry is something which is like a heart for the medical science. Okay, now I told you about what is biochemistry and what are the role of biochemists. Next, coming to the career prospects of a biochemistry. Okay, we speak much about biochemistry. There is, again, as I told you, there's a fear among some of the people that this chemistry would be like your plus 2 chemistry. No, not at all. In plus 2, you have physical, organic, inorganic. So organic chemistry is mainly this biochemistry. And of course, you have an allied chemistry, a small textbook, because of which you get opportunities even in the pharma companies to a greater extent, and you can do many researches based on chemistry also. Now, what are career prospects for biochemistry? So, okay, it is something. It's something a very interesting science. See, like for everybody who aspires to do higher studies, or who aspires to become higher position, or who is willing to become an entrepreneur to a great extent. Apart from that, this is a beautiful science, which is a life-saving science, I could say, because you study about what are the markers, biomarkers in the body, for knowing what is the normal and abnormal functioning of the different organs and systems in the body. And this could not only help you, but also your family. We say educating a woman is like educating the entire family. Likewise, a person with biochemistry knowledge in one family can save the entire family. This is what I could say. Okay, the career prospect for biochemistry. What does the future hold for biochemistry graduates? Yes, we of course know, we take cultivated science. The science itself has got a lot of careers. Say you can become an environmental scientist, or a forensic scientist, or a chemist, or biochemist, or biophysicist. So this is few of the important ones. So here, the environmental scientist, he will identify, reduce, eradicate pollutants and the other hazards which are threatening the environment, and the expected salary is around $71,000. And forensic scientist, he collects, analyzes all the physical evidences where the crime is there and so on, and the salary is about $58,000. And for a chemist, studies the chemicals and how they can be used to improve our lives, and the salary is about 76,000 and odd. And biochemist or biophysicist, he will study the chemical as well as the physical properties of living things and biological process, and the salary is expected around $93,000. So this is from the balance. So it is actually about the evidence to show what is the role of biochemistry. So like this biochemistry, like when you come to career options, what are the scope? We say bioeconomy. Now we talk about a lot of economy because of pandemic. The economy has gone down globally, and this bioeconomy where due to the biological products the economy is based on. So to start with, we have the cosmetic industry and the pharmaceutical industries, sports nutrition, laboratory analyst, food and drink industry, biotechnology startup, clinical trials coordinator, laboratory technician, and the graduate law with patent laws, educational tutor, graduate veterinary sciences, sports nutrition, and management counseling. So this is bioeconomy is nothing but all the industries which are based on the biological products onto which the economy of any country depends on. And apart from that, you have professional training and postgraduate study, which will help in teaching not only in India and also abroad, the science communication in graduate medicine, healthcare regulation, civil service also you can write, armed forces, healthcare scientist, clinical biochemist, and in business and finance, even the software where you develop softwares for the biological products, insurance, anybody can do it. But a person with the biochemistry knowledge would be able to communicate better and show his performance in a much greater manner, and healthcare communication. So these are some of the areas where the biochemistry plays a role. So as I told you in the previous slides, in medicine, we can analyze patient samples or train as a doctor or a dentist. So you can be a trainer, you can be assistant to a doctor in just because they cannot, nobody can give a medicine to a patient without having the diagnostic report. And the diagnostic report is 100% depend on the biochemist, apart from microbiologist. Okay. Research science. So carry out or direct research into anything from gene therapy, starting from gene therapy to new cancer treatments, that is about the research science. And food and cosmetic industry. So this is in a very blooming economy everywhere. So food and cosmetic industries, right now there's a small stagnation, but still food industry is always there. They create safer, more effective products. So this is already in market, but every time the research keeps on going to show what could be improved better in terms of quality, as well as how it can be made economical and how the side effects could be reduced, and how we can use the natural products instead of the artificial ones. And agriculture, they create crops that are more productive and resistant to drought and diseases. And patent law, they interpret scientific documents and use the law to assess and patent biotech inventions. Likewise, we have got this pharmaceuticals to develop and produce vaccines, drugs, and tools to diagnose disease. So this pharmaceutical is also dependent very much on biochemistry. And of course, for COVID-19, you know that globally research has been going on to see what is the actual fact of this. We know it is caused by what virus, but what is the nature of the virus? Does it have any cross reactivity with any other? So can that vaccines be used for treating this COVID-19? Apart from that, many research is going on at all the different type of phases. And even 1 day back, it was put in AstraZeneca that so many things are just going on in the trial version, and it is almost finalized. See, we can have a medicine, but everybody, the government or the pharma company, they're focusing to a greater extent. Apart from treatment, they're focusing on the safety aspects, on the side effect aspect. It should not produce any side effects. Then it can be used. And even you must have heard about the Bharat Biotech. It doesn't mean that Bharat Biotech, only biotechnology can go into it. No, the person that is the quality control head itself, he has done his MSc and PhD in biochemistry. Likewise, you can go for publishing. You can write and review articles for scientific or medical journals or news media. Likewise, education, you can teach at school levels, especially in the international schools, okay? Because sometimes they keep on changing, like in the government norms for becoming a school teacher keeps on changing, but whatever it is in international schools, there are so many with biochemistry. And forensic science to investigate crimes by examining the biological samples. So all these, which are very, very important spheres in the life of a person, is based on biochemistry. Okay, we've seen what are the opportunities. And we know why to study biochemistry. Why? Because you can transfer whatever you study in biochemistry and the knowledge what you acquire, you can use it for transferring that skills acquired during your course of study into the application-oriented process. So here you can say that in higher education and in a PhD or a master's degree in science, you have a good route to research and work in industry, or you can apply the scientific knowledge what you've gained during your course of study to various other careers like patent law, teaching, communication, research, and so on. Okay, now being the budding biochemist, so every student should know that yes, you've got a lot of options which is open to you, and you must decide whether you are going to work with a laboratory oriented or non-lab work. Here, laboratory oriented in the sense whether you're going to work in the wet lab or not. So, suppose you have a choice to work in the laboratory in a laboratory oriented works. There could be the following. The first one being industry. In industry, you can go to pharma industry, cosmetics, food industry, biotechnology, mainly for enzyme production, so many other things, and medical instrumentation that is also depend on the biochemistry concepts and chemical manufacturing, agriculture, and you very well know that any of the above mentioned, apart from you got a lot of industries, I've just mentioned few, you can go to any of the fields and they require the R&D in organic chemist and they require biochemist. So in all the industries, children, so students kindly make a note of it that all these industries, which are bio-oriented industries, requires biochemists for quality control and also technicians where you stand a chance. Likewise, in the universities, if you take a university, you can go to the research of the university. You can become the senior research fellow or junior research fellow, and so on, the senior scientist, and so on. And technicians also can be there in the university who have done their biochemistry. And if you go to medical side for gene diagnosis, clinical chemistry, biomedical science, dentistry, veterinary, and physiology. The students of our department who have completed biochemistry, right now, there are two students, one working as a cytogeneticist, other is working as a genetic counselor. So there also you stand a chance. And next is the government organizations, of course. You can go to healthcare industry, government sector, environmental chemistry, health control agencies, and also to NASA also there's a chance. And here, but you have to equip yourself. It is easy to say, but it is difficult to get NASA, and you have to be very much thorough with all that. And apart from that, I don't know how many belong to Coimbatore. In Coimbatore, in the race course road, you have the forensic science laboratory. So there actually, it's a government job where they'll call for government postings. And last before year during May month, around 50 vacancies had come, and that is for a very good salary where they asked for a biochemist, and the posting was everywhere throughout India. Likewise, even Arvin Milk Society, you have the quality control where you can start a chance. And also, if you take a Sugarcane Breeding Institute or Forest Department or Agriculture University, so there again you have a chance for and Sugarcane Breeding Institute. See, I'm saying all this is not that you can go, but I have witnessed that my own students are still working there, whom we call for an alumni meet and all that. And apart from that, even in Pasture Institute, Kunnur, okay, there was a person working. And these are the government organizations where some of you government organizations in this Coimbatore district, I'm telling you, for you to make get familiarized with the opportunities. Okay. Next, research topics. All the divisions would have various research interest. Examples include, see, always there are so many research, but we give more important neuroscience because there is something which has to be studied even more deeper. So neuroscience, neuroimaging, disease research like cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, then virology like HIV, hepatitis, microbiology, immunology, toxicology, genetics, molecular biology, so on, the list goes on. So in all these five headings, so many industries and concerns are under this, they will come under the laboratory work, that is wet lab experiments. Okay, suppose you want to study biochemistry, but you would like to have a work away from this wet lab. Usually, those who have pursued their biochemistry, they would always love to work in these industries only. But if at all you want some other option, then the options for non-lab work includes informatics related. See, bioinformatics. This is nothing but where we very well know that all experiments can be carried out either in vitro or in vivo. That is either in the laboratory condition or inside the body of an animal. Now, here, bioinformatics is in silico, where you use silicon graphics. That is nothing but where you use the computer and you analyze. See, this bioinformatics is very, very important nowadays, because even in the preparation of vaccine, no, for the compatibility between the target and the host and all that, and the ligand and the target. So everything you can analyze using bioinformatics. So the time for this study will be decreased. Now, bioinformatics is without biochemistry knowledge, you cannot study bioinformatics. Then, though we know that bioinformatics is a combination of chemistry, biology, biochemistry, microbiology, biotechnology, and then computer, statistics. But whatever it is, without biochemistry, it's very difficult to go into bioinformatics. Likewise, medical illustration, computational chemistry, all these are non-lab related biochemistry work. And other options include scientific writing, journalism, teaching, law practice, something like patent law, and then business. So you can do business like reagent supplier, salesperson, liaison, representative, and the combination like law and science can be combined as forensic science. Apart from the wet lab laboratory, you can also have the written work like health and the safety inspection. So even this health and safety inspection, you can go even to the ration shops, no, like where you have for all the ration shop where you have the health inspector. That job you can go after doing your biochemistry. So to conclude, I could say that there's a lot of opportunities waiting for you students. Yes, come on, explore it. And this is from www.navy.com. With biochemistry careers, the US Navy research biochemist and forensic toxicologist work. So in Navy also you have a chance. And we could say that biochemistry has got diverse aspect. So I just say biochemistry, but what are the aspects? So many other diverse aspects are food and nutrition biochemistry, clinical biochemistry. So food and nutrition based on the food and all that, clinical diagnosis part, molecular genetics, what is the genetic behind of every disease and so on, and drug metabolism discovering. See, if you want to discover a drug, you cannot just as such, just based on the organism causing disease or based on the symptoms, you cannot discover a drug until unless you know what is the metabolism behind every functioning of the body. You cannot design a drug. Likewise, genetic engineering and biotechnology. See, you want to make some product, a new product, or you want to make some disease-resistant variety, whatever it is. Even you require biochemistry and the physical biochemistries. And apart from animal and human, the plant. See, we make a lot of therapeutic sort of plant. We make a lot of products, and we also use it for getting different varieties and all of that. That again is based on the plant biochemistry. And industrial biochemistry, production side, you require biochemistry and immunochemistry. What is the immunity against disease and so on. So here you cannot say biochemistry is a single one. It has got a diversified aspects. Okay. So having studying all these in your subjects, what skills, you may have a question among yourself. What skills can I acquire from biochemistry? Okay, first of all, that's very, very important. The practical skill speaks a lot. So here, analytical skills are important for carrying out the research capacity, activity, and it should always be time management planning skills. You cannot keep on, that is why we have the prescribed time. Okay, qualitative analysis 2 hours or 3 hours, that's all. Quantitative, yes, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, that's all. So you have to have the time management planning skills. So as you enter, like for your normal practicals, what you do is the previous day itself or the previous week, you would know what is experiment you're going to carry out the next day or the next week. And accordingly, you have to just be thorough with the procedure. You should know what's the principle behind that. Though we teach in the class, you must also take time to go into it to see what is the principle behind the practicals and what's a protocol for it and why do you do it and what's the application of it. Suppose you're doing in clinical, you should know what's a normal value and why it gets increased or decreased. So what does it mark? And here it also helps in observation report writing skills. You can for observing as well as reporting and writing, and communication presentation skills, creative thinking. So you must have like once you acquire skills, automatically your mind will be tuned to have a creative thinking, and you will have a problem solving ability. And of course, we have to always give a statistical value. You need numeracy and maths, and also a computerized information technology skills. So all these, once you finish your course, you would be acquiring all these skills. Okay, so what are my options as a biochemistry graduate? Okay, I've just acquired all this. I become a graduate. So what are my options? Just to go for a work, or what is it? No, you can either pursue a higher degree. That is, you can either stop with your BSc, go for a job, or you can pursue a higher degree like MSc, a PhD in biochemistry, or see, actually, most of the people they only do MSc Biochemistry after BSc Biochemistry, so that the channel will be it will be just channelized. You will have a single degree like Biochemistry everywhere. But and of course, you can do your work, research work in MSc or PhD related to your field of interest. And there are few people who will pursue either MSc Bioinformatics or MSc Genetics or MSc Molecular Biology or MSc Forensic Science and so on. Even that's an option. That is why I'm given here that you can pursue a higher degree, either MSc or PhD in Biochemistry or any other related course. Okay, so these are some of the industries. You can see that in food and drink industries, you have to, the biochemist will be ensuring the safety of the food. See what a great role you play. And in forensic crime research institutions, you have a role for forensic science. And companies that deal on sales and marketing of science, even that is there. See, some of them, they'll be very good. They'll have a very business mind. And there are few people who also do the MBA, okay, in science related courses, so that they go to marketing in scientific products. So one of my students in Biochemistry, she's got a company entrepreneur. She's an entrepreneur whereby she supplies the US health products. So there is, again, that is in marketing, you can also stand alone. And these are the laboratory units. Like you can go to laboratory units in hospitals and clinics. You can be in that, you can analyze this patient sample and help doctors in advising on the treatments. And R&D of cosmetic companies. So you've got a lot of cosmetic products. So whatever is there, you have to see for the safe as well as effective product. And research department of agricultural organizations, where you have a lot of agricultural products. And in pharmaceutical companies, you can be there as a representative and the analysis and so on. So drug development or carrying out research into different diseases, you play a role, you stand a chance even in pharmaceutical companies. And apart from that, as a research fellow in research institutes and in publishing organizations like publishing, the commissioning, proofreading, reviving scientific articles and so on. Am I audible? Hello?
Yeah, ma'am, you are audible. You are
Okay.
audible, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. Quality control and regulatory organizations. So you have the regulations and all. So into that regulatory organization, you can go and see like what are the protocols for it. You can be like an advisor to those industries. Okay. As technologists or research scientists, you can go to the university laboratory and you can research anything from gene therapy to new treatment for disease. So we know, we have heard about a lot of gene therapy. There again, you can go for research as a technologist. And like what how we do, your HOD madam, Shamina madam, Kavita and Anita madam and all, and myself. So what we do is we teach a science subject in colleges, and sometimes there are few students who also go to schools. But again, I'm telling you, the rules have been changed. So sometimes right now you cannot go to government schools, but rather there were students who had gone to government schools. And oil and gas companies, you can stand a chance. And teach research biochemistry universities or other tertiary institutions. And you can start your own business or company organization, or you can start a laboratory of your own. See, apart from that, no, like in biochemistry, like you study the biochemistry part, the life science, immunology, molecular biology, genetics. Apart from that, you've got allied papers where you go in for allied and then application window courses, and you have like chemistry, and then you have basic mathematics, and then you'll have IT, then computers and bioinformatics. So all these, because of that, what happens is you can also go to government organizations apart from biochemistry field. Say, hello?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
It's audible. Audible.
Okay, if at all I'm not audible, just give a message to me. Like.
Yeah, I will go.
Okay, sure. So actually, you can go to bank. There are so many students of our own college who have gone to bank. They're just in the bank. And one student, you would not believe, just with a BSc, she worked in ICICI Bank, and she's a very talented girl. She was not a very, good first rank holder and so on. She was an average student, but she immediately got a job in ICICI Bank. And she said, it's boring for me. And then she quitted the job and she went to TCS. And there she was in the license sector. Now she has gone to a separate company and she's into software development of the hospital products. So like that, you can go to other organization also. Okay, now it is you who has to decide what do you want to do with biochemistry. See, there are a lot of options. ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் தான் அது மட்டும் பார்ப்போம். ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் of course இருக்கு. Like biochemistry means there itself you go to research and all that and related fields. Then you've got other option also. Now it is something like in +2, no, you study the maths and biology group. You can go either for engineering field or medical field. Likewise, biochemistry, if you take, it is not narrow. You can go to any fields, but you can mainly concentrate on biological research. Now, it is you who has to decide what do you want to do with biochemistry. Okay, so there are a lot of job prospects. It is just in both public and private sector, like medical instrument companies. What I've seen already, I'm just giving a rush up. Biotechnology, food drink industry, research companies, sales, marketing, healthcare, chemical manufacturing, and public sector, drug manufacturing, bed service, industrial laboratory, forensic science, fisheries, health, cosmetic, etc. But it is you who has to decide where you want to be. So in medicine also, like we can say, biochemistry plays a very, very important role. The European Federation for Medicinal Chemistry says, see, so their opinion, the European Federation for Medicinal Chemistry, they say that biochemistry is a guide to drug discovery and for its application. For example, morphine is a drug that can reduce pain in terminal cancer, and that is again based on the findings of biochemistry. There's a reciprocal relationship between the biochemistry medicine has stimulated mutual advances, and the two main concerns for health sciences, understanding and maintenance of health, and not only maintaining health, but also understanding the effectiveness of treatment of diseases. Okay, so if you just take, as I told you, so study about receptor reaction biochemistry, and how morphine drug has a role on the cells is pharmacology. And biochemical studies have eliminated many aspects of health and disease, and conversely, the study of various aspects of health and disease has opened up new areas of biochemistry. So to say this, biochemistry is, we are talking about nucleic acid, protein, lipid, carbohydrate, that has got an effect on medicine. So that nucleic acid, with that we find genetic diseases and the medicine. With protein deficiency, or what is the mutation, we find different diseases like sickle cell anemia, lipids, atherosclerosis, carbohydrate, diabetes mellitus. So they both have got a connection. Okay, you may have a lot of career aspirations. If இதெல்லாம் பார்த்திருக்கீங்க, நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம், நமக்கு you may just think நம்ம அப்படி பண்ணலாம் இப்படி பண்ணலாம். You have a lot of career aspirations. So we can say biochemistry helps us to understand the biochemical changes and related physiological alterations in the body, and pathology of any disease is studied through the biochemical changes. So even there, in pathology of disease, you require biochemistry. In the present scenario, many people rely in taking multivitamin minerals for better health. See, even now what we say, like once a person has got COVID, he's affected with COVID, then we say that you must have a lot of vitamin C, D, E, and then nutrients and all that. So everybody, anytime we rely on taking multivitamin and minerals for better health. And here, each and every vitamin, what is their function, what's their role, how do they go and interfere with their metabolism, all that is again based on biochemistry. And hormones, the normal body function is taught by biochemistry, by physician, and likewise so many hormonal imbalances, women, children, everything is explained through biochemistry. And importance in cancer treatment. So many diseases such as cancer can be described in terms of biochemical changes in the cell that lead to changes in gene expression, physiology, and you find what changes are taking place in biochemistry and what is the disease state. With that, you can design drugs and reverse the disease state and restore health again for treatment. And biochemical alterations, if you study, it is biochemistry, and that leads to what? Chemotherapeutic agents, which is used for treatment of cancer. So they are interrelated. So in pharmacology, apart from that, you find for even microorganisms. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, no, I could get some disturbance. Should I stop at what time? I expect to stop, or can I continue? Like how long we can continue?
Ma'am, you can continue, ma'am. Continue.
Okay, so importance of biochemistry in pharmacology, we can say biochemistry provides a basis for even organisms reaction. So we talk about, see, in the microbiology, we talk about the microorganisms and the reactions and all the characteristics. So again, be it a human being or an animal or a plant or a microorganism. So everything, if it has to be studied, if it has to go for replication site or normally to see the process, everything without biochemistry is nothing. So even in this organism's reaction, you study the origin, you study the physical
So,
property.
ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, 1 minute. Soumya, I think you can stop presenting because madam's slide will not be visible. Soumya, Soumya, I think you're presenting now. You can stop presenting, Soumya. Soumya, can you hear me? Soumya. Once again, ma'am, I'll remove her.
No problem. No problem.
I'll remove that.
No, you
I'll
can
remove
mute
that.
her. No, you cannot mute her.
Yeah, I'll try to do.
Oh, she's presenting. Okay. Fine.
Yeah, she's presenting. Oh, I stopped her, ma'am. You can.
Okay. So drugs will be studied with respect to the body, and again, the drug action is based on what organism is required for the particular drug, and all these are collectively based on or depend solely on the biochemistry. So importance of biochemistry in pharmacy, as I told you, it gives an idea of its constitution. What is the drug? What is it made up of? Why it is made up of? For what it is used? Where does it go and react? And all that is based on biochemistry. And pathology. So how the disease are caused, what is the metabolic cycle there, how they integrate, how they disintegrate, how the molecules combine, what composes, what the living organism is composed of. So when you understand only these things, you can study the nature of disease. And once the nature of disease studied, you can design a drug. And that is again the pathology of the cells, tissues, and organs, all to be studied, and for which you require biochemistry. So in immunohistochemistry, for tissue identification, you require biochemistry. And in medicine also, what we do is not only for formulating medicine, so before that we identify what is the disease, how is it caused, is it bacteria or virus, any organism, how we can prevent the malformation, and what are the chemotherapies to be given, how does the therapy work. And in genetics, you say, we know that the genetic flow, the central dogma, where DNA is first of all replicated, it is transcribed to RNA, RNA translated to proteins, and proteins will undergo the reactions and with the targets. So starting this biochemistry, it is also very important in the genetic analysis. So you only until you have the knowledge on biochemistry, it's difficult. You cannot proceed with genetic analysis. So mutation study is genetics, and when you study the replication errors, movements, DNA repair, we call it as biochemistry. So where we use the virus, chemical, UV, ionizing radiation, then where it's increasing or decreasing mutation, whether it is somatic cells or reproductive cells, and so on. So we can say genetics, the biochemist of nucleic acid occupies a fundamental type place in genetics heart. In physiology, which includes organisms, organ system, organs, cells, biomolecular markers, physical, chemical, function, everything is based again on biochemistry. Immunology, it's a branch of medical science that covers the study of all aspects of immune system in living organism. It deals with physiological functioning of the immune system in states of both health and disease, and that again requires the knowledge of biochemistry. And pharmacology, we have seen already. So in prognosis and treatment, in identifying and treating it required, and we have bioengineering. So it is having a versatile field. So this again is depend mainly on biochemistry. Without that, you cannot do anything. And in tissue engineering, we know that engineering cells, cell source, iPSCs, you take the stem cell, adult cell, genetic tools, this CRISPR-Cas9, it's a newer technique which has been used for a few long years, and the assembly and all the growth factors, biomechanics, engineering materials. So engineering cells or materials or architecture, everything which we call tissue engineering advancements is done only with the knowledge of biochemistry. So this is what the classical vaccines usually takes place. This is for clinical stage, 18 to 30 months. Phase 1, 30 months, where we have doses of dozens of volunteers. Phase 2 with hundreds, approximately 32 months. Phase 3 again 130 months, thousands of volunteers. And for approval, manufacture vaccination with 12 to 24 months. This is the classical vaccine. But here in the COVID vaccines, what we're doing is like what we're supposed to do is we have to have a quicker rate. So all this is daily used. And still, what is there is, though we can produce a vaccine, we have to see for the safety and the phase trials. So that is why it is just picking up some time. So the importance of biochemistry in agriculture, as I told you that biochemical process, they play a role in food industry, in processing of raw material, plant or animal kind, and also in enzymes. And this cosmetic, see, these are the companies. You can see the companies, no? Even Johnson Johnson. So all those companies, they have the quality analyst, quality control, where you will stand a chance. So nutritional biochemistry for food, it is important. Where we find nutrient value of food material. See, we know that especially in India and especially in Tamil Nadu and especially and mostly in Coimbatore, we have lot of food restaurants. See, even there was in the Google, no, in WhatsApp, there was a song which was going on, a video like saying, "Engur Kongu Tamil." What is the what do we feel proud about all the restaurants? They're mentioning all the hotels and all the bakeries and all that. There's a song composed that is true, because we Coimbatorans, what we do is we tend to eat all the food. We eat South Indian, we have North Indian, we have Western food, we have Chinese food, we have all sorts of restaurants here, Arabian food, and everything we have. So that is okay, but we have to work accordingly. What we do is we have all puffs and all junk foods, and we sit ideal. We don't do any sort of exercise. That has led to all the obesity cases, and it has led to what is called as the diabetes and all related complications. So nutrient value of food material is very, very important. You should know what is nutrient value and accordingly take a balanced food, and that again can be determined only by some biochemical tests. So nutritional biochemistry, we have carbohydrate, vitamin, protein, minerals, fatty acids. Everything is nothing but based on biochemistry. And so we know apart from water is very, very important to maintain health and for optimum intake of many chemicals like all the vitamins, minerals, and essential fatty acids. So you have to now think whether your career you're going to have was in third year, then the next year, and the first years and shortly. So your career, is it going to be on education based or talent based career? You have to develop both. What factors go into choosing a career? Okay, you're going to choose. There are so many options. If you have only one option, you go only for one option. You've got a lot of options. So how am I going to choose the career? It depends on your skills, what you have. Whether you've got a very good communicating skills, then go for some teaching or something like that. Problem solving skills, go for R&D, teamwork, computing, organizing, go for bioinformatics. Your interest. So depending on your skill, you can choose. In a skill, choose your interest. You want to be creative or social, or you want to have some outdoor activities and be active, or you want to be in a scientific activity. Then values and motivations. You need a security job. You go only for money, or you just go for a job to just help others apart from earning money. And whether you want a curtailed time limited job, work-life balance. Okay, and then your personality. Are you calm? You be cautious, determined, and so on. Your contacts, and your qualification, your location. See all these factors. So before you choose a career, you just have a graph of this. You see into which place you're fixing, and accordingly you choose it. But you must not always be stuck up in the middle. You have a path. See, this is biochemistry. You have so many paths. Onto which path to go, you have to decide and go. You should not think I go here, and keep on changing and be stuck into one place. What am I really going to do? Can I really go there? What are the risk factors? Am I sure of the route? Where and when should I go? Are my subjects, what I study is appropriate? If I don't make it, then do I have any options? So like that you think, but don't get stuck up. So career, for having choosing a career, first of all, as I told you, know yourself. What are your interests, values, skills, assets, resources, and your personality. Second, explore the possibilities. Research, try things out, narrow choices, and find a new fit. Make choices, set goals, develop a plan, address barriers. Make it to happen. That is very important. Just see, anybody will think about the possibilities. Anybody can dream big, but dreaming alone is not important. Dreaming is important, but dreaming should always go into action. That is what you can achieve a goal. So plan your career. There are a lot of options and opportunities available. All options are equally good and compete with each other. You cannot say this is good, that is good. If you choose a good option, perform the highest level in that. That is good. One should choose a career based on academics, personality, and desire. So without interest, if you do anything, it will not work out. And here, bio, what and all you can go, biopharma, bioservice, bioagri, bioindustry, bioinformatics. So this is again the market breakup by revenues. Okay. And in India, no, these are top biotech and biopharmaceutical companies and startups. Don't think that biotech company Biocon is only for those who study biotechnology. It's not at all. To see the syllabus of biotechnology, they are almost framed like biochemistry only. It's almost like biochemistry. And so here, biotech company, as I told you, quality head itself is biochemistry. So Biocon Bangalore, Serum Institute of India Pune, Panacea Biotech, Dr. Reddy's Laboratory Hyderabad, Bharat Serum and Vaccines Limited Mumbai, Indian Immunologists Limited Hyderabad, Bharat Biotech, Strand Life Sciences, Shanta Bionics, Monster Biotech, Advanced Therapeutics, Origin, Bharat Biotech in Bangalore, and then Gene Bio Life Sciences, Rasa Life Sciences Pune, Novoscience Bangalore, TCG Life Science, Weeklin Bio Chennai, StemQtics, Perfect Healthcare. See, lot of lists. I've just given few lists, and that is going for a longer time. So this is to say that these are the companies in India and also startups in India. You can join there, or you can also think about starting a startup. Now, so the salary, suppose you take in Biocon, it is rupees 300,000. Okay. And here, Syngene from 300,000, the least and telling, Tata Consultancy, 2,000. Then Novartis, it just goes on, Thermo Fisher. And the field, biohealth field means biopharm, medical device, nutraceuticals, natural compound bioactives, and biomolecules. Bioenergy, biodiesel, ethanol, methane, and biooil. Bioindustrial, bioadhesives, biocatalysts, biosolvents, bioplastics, biocoatings. Agri-biotech, animal nutrition supplements, livestock vaccines, plant genetics, animal genetics, and functional foods. So jobs you can do with this biological background is right from biomedical scientist, nutritionist, research scientist, teacher, genetic counselor, and then forensic scientist, immunologist, biochemist, food technologist, environmentalist, and so on. Okay, now you are known what is biochemistry, what is biochemist, what you study under biochemistry, what are the fields which are depend only fully mostly on biochemistry, or rather biochemistry stands as a heart for the industries. Then you have seen about the how to choose a career path. So the job, you have to search for the job. It will be there, but it will not come and knock the door. You have to search and then go for it. So government job, consulting, research foundation industries. This is one of the data which was given from one industry. And okay, placement details. All license sectors, you can go to all the license sectors, get placed globally, not only India, you can go anywhere throughout the globe and work in prestigious positions like scientist, researcher, teacher, medical coder, clinical data specialist, cytogenicist, quality control analyst, lab technologist in various private and government organizations in India and abroad. Okay. So as I told you, in IT company, you can go for license sector. In research, teaching, medical transcription, anybody can do, but you can do very perfectly and go to higher positions. Food industry, forensic laboratory, diagnostic laboratory, and drug design. So that is with BSc. If you do a PhD or postdoc, then you can go for professor job, publishing, policy making, biotech industry for biochemist, consulting, journalism, and more options. So what are positions? Some more positions I told the other time. So after you do your PhD and all that, and MSc sometimes, and BSc also, you can go as the quality analyst all. With PhD, you go as scientist, research analyst. You can go as a PhD student, research assistant, project assistant, JRF, SRF, technical assistant, assistant technical officer, software analyst, quality analyst, consultant. Software analyst means like once you do your BSc and then you just stick on with some of the computerized or bioinformatics. Then consultant, executive faculty, clinical executive, research executive, process executive, junior associate, business analyst, junior editor, clinical trials research intelligence executive, medical records senior representative, bioinformatics analyst, medical transcriptionist, medical coder, ETL developer, chemist, medical coding executive, clinical trials executive, research associate, software developer, programmer, executive copy editor, and development manager. See, I gave a list, isn't it? This list is not taken from any of the websites stating where all biochemistry can go for a job. It is not like it is all our own students who are placed. Again, they're placed in these many organizations. They say like C Square Info Solutions, Wipro, National Institute of Amla Cancer Research Institute, then Kerala Agri University, and so on. HCL Technology, Domex Technologies. So if I say our students has gone, it means that it is biochemistry. So anybody, any college student can go there. That is what I mean to say. And of course, they would have gone. I've not taken a list from your college, but anyway, they would also have gone to these organizations. So many organizations are there. And the biological scientist and biochemist. Okay, now you're just coming like first of all, we saw what is biochemistry. Next, what is the role of biochemist and what you study in this, and what are you studying in this. And apart from that, what we do is where all you can go for a position of job. And next, we have seen like what are the positions cadre you can go, and what are the concerns you can go, and what is there in India. And of course, everybody, most of them, we go for a job, not only for a pleasure or a desire, but also to earn money, okay, to support the family. So here, the percentage of males and female who are employed, the hourly salary guide is there for biochemistry. And we can say on an average, 348,171 per year, a biochemist can earn. So biochemist or toxicologist, they can go for educational training, and the median salary is around $79,000. So like this is not now, it was in October 2012 itself, okay. In the Science, it was published. So this is the reference, www.sciencebuddies.org. In October 2012, they found that they have done an analysis, and they found that the STEM carriers, STEM is nothing but science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Okay, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So four collectively, they have found what are the annual salary of the carrier related to STEM, which are in demand. And you can see a list, and of course, the fourth list is what? This biochemistry. So you have here around more than $73,000. Okay, so this is what you can see. The fourth place there is biochemistry when you compare the STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So all the four areas to be put together, the fourth places for biochemistry as of 2012. Was it there only at that time? No. So this is what just browsed today to see the biochemistry biochemist salaries in US. Okay, this is again from Indeed.com website. So you can just see the scientist will be having around $100,000. Then you can see for senior scientist, then the research associate, senior research scientist, associate scientist, then biologist, chemist. See everything. No, this is about biochemistry. So this is what I took it in the morning. Okay. And again from another website where you have what is that? Biochemist overview. So they've given score, overall score out of 10, 5.9, and they've just listed biochemist as one of the top 5 best science jobs. Okay, top 5 best science jobs. The fourth place again is biochemist. And the ranking, if you see the ranking, so as I told you, bioscience jobs in that ranking, fourth place is biochemistry, and then best STEM job. STEM is nothing but all including science, technology, engineering, mathematics. The place is 28th place. This is the ranking about our course, biochemistry. So if you see in USA, how much does a biochemist make? So average biochemist salary in US is $53,000 as of August 27, 2020. So this was taken as of August this month, last month, 27th August 2020. The average biochemist salary is $53,313. The range is between, this is one thing, but range is between 47. The lowest one is $47,000 and the highest is $60,000. So salary ranges depend on many factors. Say what education you have had, what are your certifications, what additional skill you possess, how many years of experience you have in the profession. And again, one more, the source here is from CEO World Magazine Research. So CEO World Magazine Research, they've done a research taking into consideration so many science jobs. And as of their survey in 2020, they have listed biochemistry as one of the top 10 highest paying science jobs. Okay, so you can see the 9th place, biochemist and biophysicist, where the median salary is $90,000. So again, I put the source. So we cannot always, we should not say anything blindly. We must have some evidence, some research, and some references, some source. Only then we can say about the courses here. So at last, I'm just concluding that biochemistry major has got a lot of options. In most common jobs are college professors, physician, assistant, biochemist, then unspecialized job like specialized jobs like forensic scientist, food scientist, then medical lab technologist, teachers, toxicologist, journalist, and so on. So biochemistry salary forecasting. So இப்போ நம்ம என்ன பார்த்திருக்கோம், இப்போ இன்னைக்கு 2020 August 27th, what is the salary? But technology forecasting salary என்னவா இருக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, there are currently there are about 31,500 biochemists in the USA மட்டும். Why I'm telling USA is because research has been done greater extent there. India also is be done, but I got the data here, and the biochemist job market is expected to grow by 11.4% between 2016 to 2026. So this you make a note of it. Biochemist வந்து USAல டோட்டலா இப்போ வரைக்கும் 31,500 people இருக்காங்க in biochemistry job, and we can say the job market is expected to grow by 11.4%. So 2016 to 2016, 10 years gap, like it will go to about 11.4%, and the source for this is www.careerexplorer.com. Now, revolution biological sciences. There are so many revolution biological sciences. In that, நிறைய புது புது மாற்றங்கள் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அதுல we can say biochemistry becomes the heart of the revolution. So if you want to explore life, you be a biochemist. Thank you for your time. Thank you, students. Anything you want to discuss? Any doubt?
Thank you, ma'am. It was a very nice, inspirational and motivational talk on the topic scope of biochemistry.
Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. Like students, if you can ask doubts, it'll be well and good now. Students, do you want to have any doubt session with ma'am?
No, ma'am.
So will you all give me assurance that you'll all come up in life?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you try to be in the highest position. Okay, so we being teachers, see, I don't say about my college, but I just speak for biochemistry as such. So this course, no, there's something is a life-saving course, and you must all, like, we all feel happy to say that we'll be in the same position. Okay, we like to be teachers because we'll be fresh and ever young with you all students, but we want to see you all in greater heights. We should feel proud to say, yes, this is a biochemistry student who's in that position. This is a biochemistry student who's in that position. That is what we want to do. And we have got a lot of opportunities. So just try for this and come to a greater level. And best wishes to you all. Stay safe, maintain social distancing, use hand sanitizer at frequent intervals, and wear the face mask, and be safe and secure. Eat healthy diet. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Nikhil, you need to pose some questions.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Most
No,
welcome.
No idea, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Now I call upon Mrs. Anita to present the vote of thanks. Anita, ma'am, are you connected?
Ma'am, connected, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am. You can proceed with the vote of thanks.
Good evening, ma'am. On behalf of management, Department of Biochemistry, I have great, I take great privilege to give vote of thanks. I must mention a deep sense of appreciation to Dr. P. Chitra, Professor Head, for the explanation of scope of biochemistry, as she showered up wide knowledge about biochemistry. Thank you, ma'am. I also extend my thanks to HOD ma'am for supporting and organizing this program. I also extend my thanks to other college staff members and students for participating in this session. I also extend my thanks to our department staff members. Last but not least, I thank you people. The pro the program is not be fulfilled, so I thank one and all for. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anita ma'am. Chitra ma'am, thank you so much for giving such a great session. எப்பவுமே வந்து லைவா நீங்க ஆர்விஎஸ்ல வந்து எங்க பிள்ளைங்களை நீங்க பிளஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. பட் இந்த வாட்டி வர்ச்சுவலா we got the blessings from you. So as the day proceeds, 2020 journey of our students also should proceed in a successful way. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And I thank again, I added with Anita ma'am's thanks. Like we also want to thank a few people who have joined, like Engloda Palaya staff. Mr. Sivalango is along with us now. He is from Sacred College and students are also joined. Thank you so much, Sivalango sir and team. And also staff Chitra ma'am and Kausalya ma'am from Navarasam College and his students also from Navarasam College. Thank you so much. And also we have one more person, Mr. Mashood Basha. He's a general manager in Neutral from Erode. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the joining. So நிறைய பேர் வந்துட்டு போயிட்டே இருந்தாங்க மேம். ஆக்சுவலா செஷன் நடக்க செஷன் வேர் டில் 60 people and again it dropped. இந்த மாதிரி போயிட்டே இருந்தது ஒரு ஆசிலேஷன்ல. வெரைட்டி ஆஃப் மேபி நெட்வொர்க் ஒரு ஆஃப்டர்நூன் மேல வந்து I think it might be ups and down. So thank you so much for all of you to joining and thank you Chitra man for எங்களுக்கு உடனே வந்து நீங்க ஓகே சொல்லி எங்களுக்கு இவ்வளோ நேரம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணீங்க. கிட்டத்தட்ட more than an hour நினைக்கிறேன். 1.5 hours ஆயிடுச்சு. Thank you so much. காலேஜ் ஓபன் பண்ணோம்னா கண்டிப்பா நீங்க வரணும். வந்து we have to meet our students and give one more talk on the இன்னும் வேற ஏதாவது டாபிக் நீங்க I think immunology preferably your favorite subject. So we like to hear from you, ma'am. Okay.
Sure. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you to all the participants, all college professors, and from the industry and students. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
Shiva sir. Students, you can leave the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Saranya, yes, I'm sorry, the thing is over. Thank you, ma. Thank you for joining. Muthukumar. Balamurugan. Balamurugan, may I know who is this Balamurugan?
Ma'am.
Yeah. யார் நீங்க? ஸ்டூடெண்டா? ஹலோ.
Yes, ma'am. Student.
செகண்ட் இயரா?
Yes, ma'am.
உங்க போட்டோ காட்டுங்க. நீங்க வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. தம்பி வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுங்க.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
சரி சரி சரி. ஓகேப்பா. பாய் பாய். ஓகே. டிஃப்ரெண்டான ப்ரொஃபைல் வச்சிருந்தீங்களா அதை கேட்டேன். வினுதா வினு. Vinutha Vinu, can you remove yourself or should I remove you?
மேம்
என்னாச்சு செஷன் முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. தூங்கிட்டீங்களா?
மேம் எனக்கு நெட்வொர்க் ப்ராப்ளம் மேம், அதனால கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லோவா இருக்கும். ஓகே
ஓகே. பை பை.
குட் ஈவினிங் மேம்.
சரி கண்ணா. பாய்.